What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another SlabStox Live here on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Aaron, joined by Nate for yet another SlabStox Live, episode number 112, talking about various things in sports cards, talking about different topics, different news, different market movements. But today we will be talking about December releases. So, lots of
Wait,
release. What?
wait. Are you just going to brush past the most important thing of the afternoon?
Oh, I was going to get there. Just
Okay, okay,
chill a little
okay.
bit. Today we'll be talking about December releases. Nate's a little excited if you can't tell it. Nate's a little excited because the Brewers absolutely fleeced the
Woo!
Braves.
Woo! Let's go.
What happened, bro?
Oh, well, the Brewers did something that normally I see a trade like this, and it's not the Brewers, and it's not any team I support. And then I always say to myself, man, why couldn't my team done that? And the Brewers this afternoon somehow finagled their way into a deal between the A's and the Braves, where the Braves were going to get Sean Murphy and the Braves were going to give up prospects to the A's for Sean Murphy. And somehow they finagled their way in to acquire William Contreras, who was an all-star last year, all-star DH, but the Brewers are really good at developing catching defense. So who knows what he might end up there. But all-star DH and William Contreras, who would have been first in many categories for the Brewers last year offensively. A prospect reliever from the Braves and a reliever from the A's, all for the sum of Esteury Ruiz, who you'll remember was the one of the pieces in the Josh Hader deal. Now that the Josh Hader deal is Robert Gasser, William Contreras, and the two relievers we got, that looks infinitely better, especially because William Contreras has 5 years left of team control.
Which is crazy. I thought that surely he had like no years left for some reason. Like I thought it would have had to be that way. I can't believe it, but it's great to see. It's great to see. What's not great to see is from Mike Brown here says, "What's up, fellas? Aaron, you hear the leaked
Stop it.
story on Giovanni Reyna playing time for U.S. men's national team?" I did, Mike. So I saw a video about this morning, and then I saw just like 2 hours ago, Gio Reyna put up a post on Instagram saying like I didn't want to address this because it's supposed to stay private, but now I am because I want to save my name basically. And I don't know. It sounds like Greg Berhalter's got to go. Sounds like a bum releasing inside team news out to the media. I don't like that. And Gio Reyna, I don't even really understand why he was told by Greg in the first place that he wasn't going to get much playing time because who doesn't play their best player or one of their top three players in a World Cup? I just don't understand that in the slightest. So I hope it's, Greg's on the way out. We need to bring in some type of world-class manager, some type of person that's got European experience, not Greg Berhalter. That's just me, though. That's awesome. Alexandre got a 2017 Neymar PSA 10 from Select. Can't wait to get it. Well, congrats, and I hope you enjoy it. What is up, Curlo? How are we doing? So I want to give a really quick thing here before we get into today's discussion. Tried to do the SGC 11:30 live reveal like an hour ago. Had some big technical difficulties. It didn't work. Had to shut it down. Gonna try to do it right after this live stream. So if you were here like, hey, where's the SlabStox or the SGC SlabStox during live reveal? Going to try it again at 6 o'clock right after this ends. And then if that just for some reason just cannot get it to work, we are going to upload a recorded video. So something will be out there tonight, pretty much guaranteed on the live reveal. All right, here we go into today's episode. So today I left off with something different for a PWCC weekly auction market report, which was asking people what they thought for the under $100 cards on last night's auction. Nate, very easy. I took the two basketball cards. Which is the better buy right now? A Wiggins on card rookie auto, numbered out of 10 PSA 9 from Preferred, or a Tyler Hero sticker Prism rookie auto SGC 1010 from 2019 Prism. The Wiggins destroyed it in the early voting, 71% to 29%. And I cannot disagree with that. I mean, he's been very impactful on a championship team and still is playing pretty decently right now, I believe. That's a nice deal at $96.
I mean, that's an NBA champion that played a significant role in an NBA championship last year.
Big
Not
time.
like a guy that just was on the team and walked away with a ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's Preferred, but out of 10 rookie auto?
I must say, Preferred was pretty nice set back in the day. I kind of wish that Panini just kept running with it because like 2013 Preferred with Giannis's rookie year, they had the silhouettes in there. They had like the Corona Real brand name. It's a very cool set, nice looking cards, and that's a It's a nice looking Wiggins auto right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to me all day over Tyler Hero, random base Prism auto. No doubt about that. Especially with what Alexandra said here. On-card auto is always better and above the sticker, which I agree with. Then onto there was like a $20,000 club type of thing going on here, and you've got Messi in the $20,000 club at 26,000. You've got Brady in the $20,000 club, and then you've got Mr. Anthony Edwards working his way in there.
One of these men does not belong.
Right?
Can't really put my finger on it.
You've got two all-time greats in the respective sports, the greatest of all time each, and then you
And
got
one
Anthony
guy
Edwards
getting weighed down by Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, as Nate says, the guy's getting weighed down by Karl Anthony Towns. And we asked people what was the best bang for the buck between these three cards, and the Instagram poll shows what we are saying as well. 13% picked the Edwards, 40% picked the Messi, and then 47% picked the Brady on card contenders auto, which is understandable. But give me that Messi rookie. That's just me, though. I'm a soccer guy. Nate, what are you going to go with here?
Oh, probably the Brady.
I thought you were going to be like, probably the Edwards.
Oh, I'm not insane.
Bro, is Kate Cunningham actually out for the season?
Oof.
That's what I think Mike Brown just said.
You know what? You know what's happening here?
What?
Is that Detroit can only have one good thing at a time.
True. It's definitely not the Tigers.
It's not the Tigers. It's the Lions currently. And because the Lions were good, they weren't allowed to have Cade Cunningham, apparently.
They took him right off the team. All right. Well, that is our mini recap right there. And now, season-ending surgery on shin. That doesn't sound fun.
That sounds miserable.
It does. We are jumping into the December release calendar. There's a lot of releases coming out in December. End of the year here, end of quarter 4, 2022. And these are screenshots right here from cardboardconnection.com. That's where we go for all of our product information, release calendar information, whatever it might be. I mean, I've been using this website for a long time, and Nate has been too. And it's just, you got to use it, honestly, if you want to learn in-depth stuff about the sets and what's releasing. So starting up with like 12-1, I'm not going to walk through every single product, by the way. I'm just going to point out, like, the first release of the month was 2022 Topps Holiday Baseball. That's kind of like the 5th or 6th iteration of that, I think, like 2018 with Ronald Acuna's rookie and those guys was, I think, the first one. But you've got a multitude of baseball releases there. Like, I just want to point out, Nate, there's an insane amount of baseball releases in December. Yeah. Like,
and some good ones.
What's going on with your camera right there? Just pointing away up.
Sapphire.
Sapphire's in there?
Chrome. Yeah, Topps Chrome Sapphire 12-2 already came out.
It already came out? I literally didn't hear anything about it.
I have not seen a ton of cards pop up. I saw a Cruz pop up the other day, but I haven't done a ton of looking for it. Some other really cool releases for baseball that we'll cover in a little bit too.
And then Mike Brown said, are these dates final or subject to move back? They're all subject to be moving at any given point, but I'm sure a lot of these are pretty set in stone as December is here. Joel, I explained right at the beginning of the episode what happened to the SEC live reel. It's going to happen right after this episode ends right now of SlabStox Live. I kind of explained why in the beginning of this one. There's also like 2022 Topps Heritage High Number. I saw some of those cards getting pulled. Really nice Julio rookies coming out of there, the actions and stuff like that. You got like flawless collegiate football coming out. I know a lot of people are into absolute football with the kabooms that released for the football products. And then also I want to point out that Topps accomplished, and I've never seen this before really, releasing 2 different years of a sports set in 1 year, in 1 calendar year. They released 2022 Topps Formula One paper on December 2nd, and they released 2021 Topps Formula One at the beginning of 2022. So they did sneak that in right before the end of the year, and they're also releasing 2022 Topps Chrome Formula One right before the end of this year, I believe. There's a few different ones on here. Notably, some ones we'll talk about a little bit later, so don't want to highlight them right now. But like, Triple Threads baseball, Topps Chrome Black baseball. Dude, I can't even tell you how many baseball releases are coming in December. It's insane. It's crazy. They got Draft Baseball, which Nate will go more in depth in for you all on, and then there's Eminence Soccer, which I'm going to go in depth on, and there's just a lot of stuff coming out. So you can see on the screen right here. If you're listening on podcast, feel free to go to cardboardconnection.com to see all the different releases. Just a number of different things. Even Topps Finest MLS Soccer is coming out now. One that I'm not really interested in at all, but MLS is going to Finest, I guess. And now, for most of this episode, we'll be focusing on 6 different products of the ones in that list that are releasing or have already released. There's like maybe 1 or 2 that have already released in this little presentation we're going to talk about. And Nate and I both took 3. So I took 2 soccer and 1 basketball, and Nate took 2 baseball and 1 non-sport. I will go first in my first product to highlight for this month. And if you have any questions throughout the stream too, feel free to throw them in the comments. They might not even relate to products releasing in December. Feel free to drop them in the comments. But the first product I want to highlight here is the Jude Bellingham Topps Platinum Curated Set. Now, the box looks sick. This is not a box that you would find, on your hobby shelves or like inside Target or something like this. This was strictly released in European Topps websites, either like Spain, Italy, UK, Germany. I tried to go on and grab a couple. I landed on the Spanish page first, and while I know some where used to know a decent amount of Spanish, not enough to plug in all the information I had to buy it. So then I finally got into the UK one, and by the time I got there, it was sold out. This set was like 100 pounds, I think it released at a pretty solid price. And in this set, they have insert Jude Bellingham on-card autographs, which is not very common for soccer products, finding on-card autos. So to even have one player having it in there is pretty cool. It released on the 8th, but these things probably won't ship for like another month and a half, considering that Topps Deco still isn't released. I bought those like a month and a half ago. So it'll be a while until these ship, I'm assuming. It's 1 autograph per box. It's 2 number parallels per box. You see the auto design there. That's Erling Haaland's auto on the left there. You got the Jude Bellingham base on the right. It's got his last name in the background. They're pretty colorful cards, which makes sense given the box and stuff like that. I think they look really cool. And then this is the autograph checklist in the Jude Bellingham box. So Topps has been doing an awesome job, I think, of building out these different sets that are releasing like on demand, like Topps Deco, like this Jude Bellingham box. They did like a Jose Mourinho box, but they are getting pretty quality signatures inside of these boxes. Now, I'm not all these are on card. I think just Jude Bellingham's got to potentially get on card signatures. But remember, in soccer, it's not very easy to get on card signatures with these guys playing all around the world. So current stars, you can see there's a number of names, but you got Haaland, you've got Messi, you've got Neymar, Heung-min Son, Vinny Jr., Robert Lewandowski, kind of your names you've seen in a lot of different Topps products there. But Darwin Nunez has an auto in here, which is a notable one because he hasn't signed from A products. Christopher Nkunku's got an auto in here, which is really cool for myself, with the most likely coming to Chelsea. And then Harry Kane for all the English fans out there, although he missed the penalty kick. He's got an auto in here too. You've got legends in here like Yaya Toure, Kaká, Xavi, Gerrard, Iniesta, a ton of those guys. And then you've kind of got why this product is made in general. You have the midfield maestros. It's like the insert auto set. And this includes, of course, Mason Mount, Luka Modric, your best midfielders in the world, like De Bruyne and those guys. But the whole product, it's supposed to be like centered around the midfielders, as Jude Bellingham is a midfielder. And a notable thing about this set is that Federico Valverde has got an auto in here too, which is really cool. It's playing very cool. Not very cool. It's playing very well for Real Madrid this season. So just a nice auto checklist, 47 names. You kind of look at it, and honestly, there's like a couple that you really like wouldn't want, but one you would want is in the future set. I don't know if he has an auto yet in Topps products. He probably has like a leaf by now, but Alejandro Garnacho, or Harnacho is probably how it's pronounced. He's got one of his first Topps autographs. He's like a super youngster for Manchester United. He scored a couple goals, I think, already. No, there's no Nicky Butt Crollo. Correct. Topps actually puts really, really quality names in these auto sets, which is good to see. So all in all, super nice auto set. But the real reason why I'm highlighting this, we've seen autos to all those guys. This is dope. This is freaking awesome. Okay, so in this platinum set, I read that there's 50 different randomly inserted golden ticket VIP like meet and greet event passes to where Topps is throwing an event with Jude Bellingham. And inside these $100 boxes, we're not talking about like $20,000 Eminence here, Nate. $100 boxes or 100-pound boxes. You could open a box and get a golden ticket. Next thing you know what, you're meeting Jude Bellingham, and there's probably going to be like, free cards and autographs there too. Like, that is awesome. That is so cool. I'm super happy they did that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Anytime you can tie something to Willy Wonka, it's a good thing,
I agree. And also for Topps, I mean, first of all, like, I'm sure they got Jude on like a contract with this like well before the World Cup, obviously, as it just released already. But that's big time for Topps to have this one locked in and releasing like right at the World Cup when he's pretty much, best or one of the best young players in the tournament. Awesome to see. And I think this is going to be awesome. I think it's going to help the box prices a lot, which it already is. I mean, they're $275 about on eBay right now. They're selling for now. A whole lot of supplies hit the market because these things have not shipped yet. So there's a chance that when these do ship, a lot more hit the market. Maybe they go down to $200 a box. I don't know. I don't have any of these, by the way. I wasn't able to buy any online. I haven't bought any secondary market wise, but like I'm for sure interested in getting some because I think it'd be super fun to run breaks on these, Nate. Like on Whatnot. Imagine pulling a golden ticket. I lose my mind for whoever gets that.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
It'd be so cool. It'd be
Dude, look
super
at that
cool.
shipping price, though. Whew.
Yeah, but I mean, this is from the UK, so
I know.
someone
But
could have
still.
bought someone could have bought that inside the UK and be way smaller on their end. What's up, Patrick? How we doing? And yes, Hansel is an awesome concept. But that's my first product I'm highlighting and going to watch out for the cards that start to release and the sales values and all that stuff.
All right, my first is 2022 Bowman Draft Baseball. And if you're like me and maybe a bit of a pessimist when it comes to releases, there's literally no chance I thought Bowman Draft was coming out in December. None.
And why is that?
When you had Bowman Chrome come out end of November, it was like guaranteed Bowman Draft is probably coming out in like February at this point. And yet somehow they have released that they're going to be releasing this the 21st. Now I'm still hesitant because as you can see, player signature card over there is no card there. They haven't given any mock-ups or anything to any of the people making these checklist websites. And they also haven't given any checklists out. And it is 9 days out from the 21st. No checklist, no images of the cards.
But we know the parallels.
But I still am a little bit hesitant to think that it actually comes out on the 21st, despite the fact that that is the rumor running around on Twitter and online. But you've got the parallels there. They're the same old as everywhere, except that you will notice that there is... Oh, wait, this isn't autos. I didn't grab the autos.
Oh.
I don't think I grabbed the autos at all. I was going to say there is a blue refractor, but that might not be... There was blue refractors for non-autos, just maybe, but not autos in Bowman Chrome. So I'm still not 100% sure if they will have blue autos in this. I suppose.
Oh, we don't know for sure yet.
No, I forgot to check. This is not the auto checklist right here.
I see. Medium rare cards. For those who aren't baseball savants, is Bowman Draft a long-term sealed wax hold? And Nate, you can answer that, but I'm just gonna say it probably depends on the checklist, just to my novice mind.
Yeah, like every single release for any set, it always depends on the checklist. I mean, now with this one in particular, we don't know the checklist yet, so I can't tell you who's going to be in it. We do have the autos, and there is a base blue auto.
Yeah, I was just looking for that right now too.
Nice. So that's nice. But we don't have the checklist yet. And so that's one of those things where it's like we're 9 days out from Bowman Chrome Draft, and draft is always interesting because there's always going to be, when we're talking a top of a draft that is high school heavy. Jackson Holiday, Drew Jones, number 1 and 2 to Termar Johnson, number 4 to the Pirates, Elijah Green to the Nationals, number 5. Those are all high school kids. Kumar Rocker was number 3, and they're probably going to hold back at least one of them, probably Drew Jones, honestly. And you take him out of the product, but there's going to be other names that don't make it into this product. And without the checklist and without knowing, it's like, how can you be 9 days out and buying anything yet without knowing exactly who's going to be in it? So that's a major concern for me, but I am excited for it. There's a couple Brewers prospects that I'd like to go after from a fan standpoint. So
that does make it really interesting, especially for people, there's people who do like massive 20 case breaks of this stuff and selling player spots. So you can't sell any of that, I guess, until you know all the prospects.
Yeah. If you move on.
Yes.
Next slide. This is just the cards that they had, which were inserts, which I do actually kind of like the blackjack insert. You get a couple really good players on there, or maybe like an auto or a superfractor variation of that. That could be really cool.
I have to say, I feel like that they really went for like a throwback type of like late 90s type of insert look on this set. I don't know why, but it just feels like that.
I can see that. But this isn't really the big point. You move on another slide here. And you get to the prices on these pre-draft boxes: $150 for light, $450 for jumbo, which is 3 autos, and then super jumbo, which is 5 autos, is $719, and then a 6-box case of super jumbo, $4,300 pre-sale prices. I think I pulled this from
This looks like DA.
DA.
Yeah.
And without knowing who's in it, that's bold.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
mean,
bold.
and also I'd have to say, like, if you're looking at DA and thinking like, should I buy a box? You should really wait until like release week to see what type of product Topps releases on their website, because so much has went direct to consumer now. It really gives you not only you an ability to buy it like from Topps, but let's just say that a lot of people buy it and then go sell it on secondary market. It really does kind of drive prices down. So
yeah, and then here's eBay, just so you can have some comps there between the two. Pre-sale of a jumbo case there, 2850, and jumbo box 424. So do
and
with that information what you will. I'm just really disappointed that we're 9 days out and don't even have images of the cards or a checklist.
yeah, and I would like for obviously you'd be like, oh, here's my quick thoughts on this set, but it's very difficult when it's just like every set we've seen. All the Bowman parallels are pretty much the same. It just all comes down to the names in it. And Mercer says, I bet Drew and Holiday both are not in this product, which would be
That would be wild if they didn't
that'd be
have the
pretty
one
bad.
or two prospect in it. How do you sell the product?
And then Medium Rare Card says Lighter and Rocker Rip It. Both pitchers, right?
Correct.
So that's definitely not going to carry a $425 price tag if that's what the expectation is,
Yeah. And Bazooka really going out on a. I love Bazooka Tom. I'm going to make fun of him a little bit here. Really going out on a limb and saying that the #1 draft pick in baseball is going to be a star here, Tom.
Bazooka Tom, I'm going to write that thing down. I'm going to revisit it and say, yep, that guy who's picked #1 overall, he's a star now. I'm just messing around. In baseball, there's definitely is a lot more bust, I feel like, that comes out of the top of the draft than in other.
Mark Appel, Mark Apple.
Yeah, whatever his last name is, I guess. So yeah, and then Mercer said it's common that kids of former pros don't sign or sign late. That's interesting. Whatever. Is Pops like, hey, don't sign?
They know what it's like.
Yeah. They're like, hey, if you still want a working wrist by the end of this off season, make sure you don't sign. All right. And yes, Tom is right. There was plenty of misses at the
time. There are plenty of misses, but I'm just giving him a hard time.
Moving on to my second product here. So I wanted to throw something else in there, right? There's a couple other nice soccer products I could talk about, but I'm gonna go to the basketball end of the world. And I'm not gonna probably we'll talk about this product and get my thoughts at that. 2021-22 Optic or Contenders Optic basketball. I thought it was always Optic Contenders, but now it's Contenders Optic. Maybe it has always been Contenders Optic and I've just been dumb. But Contenders Optic basketball is releasing, like, I think this Wednesday. It is your 1 per box, 6 cards per box type of deal. It's like pulling the lottery or the what am I trying to say? Not the lottery. What are these things? The slot machines at like a casino. You pull the thing, you can put in like $250 and you either make a lot or lose it all. And that I think that's what this product's kind of like. The cards look pretty solid. I like Contenders cards, how they look. They look decent, but remember, this is the product that kind of derived from just Contenders. And whenever you have something that gets made to just make more product, it sometimes makes us, I'd say, like, second guess the reason why the product's here in the first place, which sometimes I feel like with Contenders Optic. But just to go over the parallels, you've got, and I will say, at least there's not like 50 of these, but there's silver, there's red, non-numbered, there's 75th anniversary. I'm not sure how those look yet. Blue I have 99, orange I have 49, green Pulsar at 25. Unfortunately, the black Pandoras are super short print. I feel like sometimes they kind of do that to get away with not numbering them, so they can make more of them. But I wish that they were numbered. Like I've even have like 35 or something. I don't know. Gold out 10, gold vinyl 1 of 1. So yeah, the gold vinyl 1 of 1s and the golds this product do stuff pretty well, and it is a big chase. Couple of inserts are like the lottery tickets right there, which I think is a cool concept, right? Like the basketball lottery is a big deal, so why don't you make it, based off the lottery as well? And it's fun. There's Jalen Green. You got the uniformity of Cade Cunningham right there. Now, I got to point out Cunningham. What? Yeah, injured Cade Cunningham. I should have let it off with. It's December 12th, 2022. We're officially just about 2 months into the basketball season for 2022-2023. And 2021 and 22 Contenders Optic is just releasing. I mean, it's not even like we haven't even had Flawless or Immaculate or any of those other products, which we know are going to take even longer to come out.
Yeah. And you got to remember that was, were they this far behind when COVID hit? You know,
No,
so like this is just a product of COVID.
it is. And I don't have any manufacturing expertise to speak on how much quicker they could have done some things. I know Upper Deck actually had to cancel some products in total because they couldn't get the stuff filled fast enough. But it's just, I'm not necessarily throwing any hate. I'm just saying it's wild to see. Like I was just looking like Jalen Green, King Cunningham. I'm like, oh yeah, they're not rookies anymore. But I'm like, oh my gosh, these things are just releasing. And then you've got the autographs, which is the biggest chase in the product. I don't know if they're all on card, but I know that a lot of them are on card, and you can get on card veteran autos. If someone who collects basketball more closely than I do can comment if like every single autograph in the set's on card, kind of like how they do it Flawless, like that'd be cool because then I can share the information. But I know that most of them are on card. You've got Scotty Barnes, that's like the mock-up for the gold vinyl auto 1/1 on the left there. You got Jason Tatum on the right. Where my problem lies with this set is that it's like a $400 pre-release set for 6 cards, 1 autograph. And you look at this list right here. This is one of the insert sets. This is not all the insert
You
sets.
telling me I can hit John Collins?
I'm telling you, you can hit Rajon Rondo, Robert Williams III, Dylan Brooks, Wendell Carter Jr. Wendell Carter Jr., bro.
Yeah.
I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie is cool, but Spencer Dinwiddie, John
Jonas
Collins.
Valanciunas?
Yeah, Valanciunas, like Duncan Robinson, who's got like the worst contract in the NBA.
Clint Capella.
Yeah. And this is just one of the autograph sets, but I have to say, there's like
Honestly, look at that list. Considering price of box and only 1 auto, is there a single person? Is there a single person on that list that you'd be like, yeah, pretty pumped I hit that?
remember, just one insert checklist autograph, right? Or just one of them.
No,
But
I know, but it's like,
no, I'm agreeing with you. This entire 30 card checklist right here, if you hit any of this insert set right here, unless it's the 1/1 gold vinyl, you probably aren't getting close to the value of the box.
like maybe Anthony Edwards.
Best case scenario.
Probably Anthony Edwards is your best case scenario.
Yeah.
And, Desmond Bain. But otherwise, it's like a lot of interesting. Anthony Davis, I guess, maybe.
No, Anthony Davis has too many autographs out there. They don't sell that well.
I suppose.
But
it's just, whew.
Yeah, a second year Anthony Edwards is the best in this specific 30 card set here or 28 card set, whatever it is. Yeah, you can hit your Cade Cunningham big cards. You can hit your big non-autos of those guys too, but 6 cards and most of the autos are not going to return any sort of big value out of your box. And right now on Midwest Cards, shout out to Midwest Cards, they're amazing, by the way. Donate tons of product to our Camp Custom charity every single year, so I want to get their website in here. But right now, product pre-releasing on their site, I'm sure it's kind of like that on the DA as well. And the bigger retailers is around $450 a box. On eBay, just one box got listed like random pre-sale, I guess, at $325 and it sold. So you can pretty much bet on this thing releasing between like $325 and $450 on Panini's website come Wednesday, I think it is. But yeah, I guess all I have to say, not for me. When you can hit Rajon Rondo autographs out of a $400 box when there's 1 autograph in it, not for me. That's all it comes down to. Now, if you like the singles and you want to buy like a Black Pandora of your favorite rookie, go ahead. I mean, that's what the singles market is for. But I just want to make sure that's big caution here. This is, you roll the dice and you're either hitting like a $3,000 to $5,000 card or probably like a $25 card.
Yeah.
And Tom, here we go. Tom mentioned Top Scrum update earlier. I think it was Tom.
Yeah. So we got Top Scrum update coming out, and this year, Aaron, unlike previous years, at least I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correctly, it was always the box on the right. Topps Chrome Update mega boxes.
Yeah.
This year, they have 24-pack hobby boxes coming out.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's news to me.
That's news to Aaron. 24-pack Topps Chrome hobby boxes are coming out. Topps Chrome update specifically, hobby boxes are coming out. Number one, that Julio is sick.
That is a dope card.
Like, I'll take that all day long.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'll take it too, brother.
But pretty cool that there's hobby format. It is a little bit disappointing because now it's like, well, these mega boxes are expensive, and what can I expect to find in them? Tough to say.
I mean, we gotta see what's coming out of the boxes to really understand, probably.
Yeah. But if you want to, then we have the checklist, and I'm not going to cover everything in here. I just wanted to put it in here so that if anybody wants to pause and doesn't have to look it up later, and they can read the names, they can pause slide by slide here. It's the whole thing. There are some big rookies in here that, your Julios, your Bobby Witts, even guys like Elliot Ramos are in here, CJ Abrams. So we're not going to go through it. You can just click through, just slowly say a Suzuki.
Yeah.
Click to the next one. Give some time for somebody to pause. Click to the next one.
I saw Bobby Witt.
And the next one. Julio right there at 165.
Also 150.
What?
150 also. That must be a either debut.
Must be a debut.
Or it could be like a home run derby.
Oh, yeah. True.
Honestly, that'd be a pretty sick card, not going to lie.
It would.
Also, that image variation is so cool.
And then we have one more. And there you go.
So I got to ask, before we move on any further, you think about Topps update paper, and there's some reason why that's exciting because you can hit the color parallels of Julio and Bobby that you couldn't do in the Series 2. What does Topps Chrome update for you do, or what does Topps Chrome update do for you with a product like this where you already have Topps Chrome cards that release to these guys? To me, if that's what the autographs look like of Julio out of this product, I want that every day over that horizontal one.
Over the sideways one where he was in a
spring training
national team jersey or whatever that they just put a Seattle jersey over the top of. Yeah. I thought you were going to ask me, what does it do for Topps update? And I was like, hey, I feel like that's the conversation we had years ago when Fernando Tatis flagship cards were, double the price of Topps Chrome update or Topps Chrome cards. But that's not what you asked me.
But I would wait. Also, is there a super short print of Julio that looks like this in the paper update?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, so I guess I'm trying to piece together the pie here, Nate, where it's like, what is this product? How is it tying together with update? How is it different than Chrome? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I can tell you that is not his base card from Topps Chrome from Topps update.
Oh yeah.
It's not his rookie debut.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his 1987 variation or silver pack. So I am a little bit confused as to what this probably is a variation. They might have different variations for the Topps Chrome update than Topps update.
I guess, yeah, my point is that we're going to be in a pile of variations by the end of this.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't see that card for paper anywhere.
But regardless if you have it for paper or not, if you have an option between a horizontal or vertical auto of Julio Rodriguez, I mean, that's an easy choice.
Yeah. Also, I got to say, this is the first, I haven't looked at anything from Topps Update Baseball. Dude, that Topps Update Julio rookie looks really awesome. He's got the throwback Mariners jersey on.
Hitting?
Yeah. He's kind of just holding the bat. That's awesome. He's admiring the work with his sunglasses on. It's a dope card.
Yep. But at least they have the checklist out for this compared to Bowman Chrome. So this would be like the Acuna update white jersey SSP.
So that's why I was trying to figure out medium rare cards is that, yes, there were update autos of that in the paper set of Acuna with the white jersey, but there wasn't anything in Chrome that had anything to do with that. And there's also nothing that has to do with this Julio card in the update paper set. So a little different, but if it's super rare, I think it'll sell super well.
Yeah.
Nate, there's a comment here really quick from Patrick. Since we're talking baseball, when, if ever, will Tatis rebound? Sitting on a big card, need to sell it, and wondering when the best time is. Asking for a friend. Ooh, it all depends on how long you can hold it, probably, honestly.
Yeah, we can't speak to anybody else's financial burdens or needs or anything. So, if you need the money, sell the card. All right. That's the easiest option. Because cards are just cards. Living your life is living your life, right? But if it were me and I had a big Tatis, I think playing and winning covers up a lot of angst. And Tatis doing steroids, while not great per se, a lot of guys do steroids, number one. And number two, it's not like they were cheating in the World Series like the Astros. Even though everyone was doing it, the Astros got caught and whole 9 yards. So you have levels of cheating, as bad as that is to say, in baseball. And I don't think Tatis is on the same level as a Jose Altuve. That being said, when you combine it with the lack of maturity beforehand, you've probably lost a lot of Padres fans. And if you lose a lot of Padres fans, that's a lot of the base of people that you're looking to buy your card, right? If you don't have fans of a player to begin with that want the card in the end to just keep and not to resell constantly, you're just selling to other people that are looking to sell to other people, and you're not going to get huge prices. But I do think that playing and winning will affect his card market, and I expect him. He's one of the best players in baseball when he's out there. Steroids, regardless of steroids or not, and I expect him to continue to be.
And where's Tatis going to play now that Bogarts is there?
I expect him to probably, if it were me, and coming off of steroids and injuries of last season, I expect him to probably start season as like a DH, occasional outfielder, and then as he gets healthier and farther away from injury and suspension, I wouldn't be shocked if he's their full-time center fielder.
Full-time center fielder?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a big position switch.
Well, he's not going to be shortstop.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's not going to be third base.
Yeah.
Ha-Seong Kim needs to play second because he's amazing at defense. He's not going to be a second baseman.
Yeah,
and he sure as heck ain't going to be a first baseman.
I'm just saying, it's like, it's crazy. And I know that he was like not that consistent anyways, right?
What'd you say?
He wasn't that consistent anyways, right? At shortstop?
No, he was a very bad shortstop defensively.
Yeah. So it's not that surprising anyways, I guess.
And before he got suspended, I thought there was no way he was moving off a shortstop because he signed to be the everyday shortstop for years and years and years and superstar attitude and everything. I didn't think he would have liked it to move off. But now that he's been suspended and injured and they're upset with him, I think now he has to do anything he can to get back into the good graces, which means moving off a shortstop.
I was going to say, he doesn't really have much choice when he's just probably looking to play.
Yep. And then you got prices here for Topps Chrome update. 170 a hobby box, which we don't know anything about these. Is it one auto? Is it two autos? I have no idea. That being said, being able to get autos of the big players that you can, and also non-autos of the big players that you can, it's an interesting price, right? I'm interested in it.
I guess my recommendation based off what Nate's saying is let's see what happens with the product and when it comes out, the hobby boxes, the mega boxes, and kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Enjoy your Dominoes, Gabriel. Talk later.
And then here's the mega box, $50 pre-sale on Target.com. Sold out already. Just kind of interesting. From this, would you rather have 3 of these or one hobby box?
It'd be great to analyze once we know more, I guess.
I guess we should probably do it. We'll open one hobby box and 3 of these.
If you can. Well, not if you can't, like if we can find them. I mean, it says, well, I guess we just have to wait until they get shipped, I guess, now.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
And Krola says he might work out at first. I would be absolutely shocked, beyond all shock, if the Padres paid him that much money and then wasted his athletic upside at first base.
I'd be shocked too.
Because Jake Cronenworth can slot over at first base. You don't slot an athlete like Tatis at first. That's wasting so much of his potential.
The hobby of guaranteed autos, right? Medium rare cards, I imagine the hobby will have at least one guaranteed auto. I don't think we know yet, though, how many. Okay, moving on to my third and final product here. It is the one I was waiting to talk about. It is one of the most sought after soccer sets that there is. The second iteration of Panini Eminence Soccer. This time, however, a little bit different because it is tagged as a World Cup set. In 2018, they did not do it as a World Cup set. It was just like a 2018 Eminence is here from Panini. Now they have the whole Qatar 2022 branding on the top left. You can see there. They've got the logo. I don't know how I feel about it. I understand they're releasing it around the World Cup, but I feel like with a set this high end, it's like I don't know if it needs that on it. I just think if 2018 Eminence didn't have France 2022 on it, not France, sorry, Russia 2022 on it, France won it. I don't know if they should have Qatar 2022. That's just me though, and maybe I kind of like how they got the maroon color throughout it. Kind of gives it a theme, but also once again takes away from what Eminence was and why people love it. The very clean black designs, bold gold ink on it. It's just a little bit different, I guess, is what I'm saying. Maybe change is good. Time will tell until we see these cards printed, because these are all mock-up images right here that were released. So you can see the Mbappe auto right there. You can see the Luka Modric. I got to say, those patch autos look sick. I can't wait to see who's on the patch auto sets because I want to get one of those. But per Panini, the on-card base autograph set has an, quote, all killer, no filler checklist. So someone said that. That includes 80 top names. Gold versions are limited to 10 copies or less, and platinum is a one-of-one parallel. So time will tell, once again, when this gets released, if it is really an all-killer, no-filler checklist. And I'm interested to see what all-killer means. Does it mean Coutinho in a set again, like he was in 2018 when he probably had no business being against, alongside the other guys? I know he was, different story back then. He was very sought after and high in the transfer market with Barcelona buying him. But I don't know. I guess I'm not super confident when I read that if it came from Panini versus me, like Nate's saying. Seeing a checklist with your own eyes is a different story than reading all killer, no filler checklist. I got to see it to believe it still. But 10 cards per box. That's it. 1 box per case. That's it. 9 autographs in the box, which means that there's 1 non-auto. Go ahead, Nate.
I know Luka Modric is a star, and I know that he is in the semifinals. But after looking at some of the prices of his cards, I would argue that he is filler for a product as expensive as Eminence.
So and that's a great point that you bring up. I'm sure we'll start to talk about that a little bit more as I click through here. There's no doubt that Luka Modric should be in this set. From like, what has he done? How big of a superstar is he? What has he won in his career? But there's a big difference between Thomas Muller and Luka Modric being legends and then not legends in the card market when everyone wants, the expensive Mbappes or Pedris or Gavis, whatever it might be. Because you bring that up, and I'm going to go and look at what his national treasures, even 2018 autographs do. Jersey auto, number out 25 from 2018 to NT, $1,000 card. Honestly, a little bit more than what I thought it was going to sell for. His newer cards don't sell that well, but I do think that a card like this is going to sell for well over $1,000. But when you're talking about how big of a set this is, it might not be enough to justify it either.
And that's my only thought is like, all killer, no filler. Well, if it was really all killer, no filler, you'd have like 4 guys in the product.
That's fair. But remember, there's a lot of legend autographs in here too. It's not just the mod or current players. And Krolos has a 37-year-old fading star, which is true, but he's still doing big things out there, man. He's still in the semifinal of the World Cup right now. Another preview image, you got Kevin De Bruyne, which yes, super superstar right now. Once again, though, autographs are not going to sell for probably as much as this product's going to cost to justify it. And then they also, one of the non-auto sets that they have is called Studs, which is pretty cool. It takes an actual stud from the cleat or the boot, puts it in the card, super thick. And there's a Christian Pulisic right there. Now, this is something that would be like extremely sought after. Obviously, pretty concerning and pretty certain that these will end up being stickers, though. Because of what the 2018 Eminence set was. This is a booklet of Pele and Neymar. What?
Never mind. You keep going.
So Pele and Neymar on the same booklet here. Dope card. Super cool. But the fact that they're stickers, I think, is just going to take away so much from what the value could be of it. And the problem is when I don't know how much this is going to cost yet. We'll talk about cost towards the end of this, but it's for sure over 5 figures. And when you talk about that type of cost without getting all on card autographs, I think it's a big problem in my mind. And then you've got an octo booklet here, Nate. You've got Fati, Laporte, Ferran Torres, Orizabal. You got Alcantara, Rodri, Pedri, and Pau Torres. Now, a few of those names sell well in the hobby. Actually, like two.
How does Gavi not make it on this All Spain team?
Gavi hasn't signed a single card yet, so that's the other.
Really?
Thing. Yeah,
they
no autos. I don't even think he has a contract with any company yet. So my point here: remember this card later. 8 autos from the Spanish national team players. Alcantara wasn't even picked up for the squad, which is stupid, I think, but he's on the card. So that's like an octo booklet that you could get. One of the non-autos could be like a silver bar. They had these in 2018 Eminence as well. I don't know if you have a non-auto. Like, okay, let me rephrase that. All the players that have autos, do they have non-autos? And all the players that have non-autos, do they have autos? Because if it's an 80 checklist, all killer, no filler thing, and you have a Lautaro Martinez auto, which I know this is an auto card, but my worry is that all the players that have non-autos can also have autos. That's really concerning me. Like, very concerning.
Just the auto checklist, all killer, no filler, is the whole product.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if he has a non-auto Lautaro Martinez, doesn't mean he has an autograph also. I don't know yet. They don't have the checklist released. But that would be a big concern if he does have an auto in there, or even just this non-auto in here in general too.
I mean, even that silver bar is a big concern.
No, it is a concern in general that these could be one of your 10 cards. Martinez did hit the game-winning penalty against the Netherlands, but he also has been terrible in the World Cup outside of that, which was nice to see him actually get the penalty.
It should also be noted. It should be noted that, like, realistically, I would, if this was an NBA release or an NFL release, I would expect somebody like a Lautaro Martinez to be in the product.
Yeah.
But once you release the words all killer, no filler, you really box yourself into a corner.
And that's why I was kind of pointing it out. It's like, I don't know why you'd say that.
Yeah.
And now we come to the cost. Okay, so you have to wait here. So it says $30,000 for a box on, there's one on the secondary market for pre-sale. Panini hasn't put out their box prices. That Blowout has sold out on their site. There's no box prices listed. Now, I have to say, this is for sure going to be over 5 figures. My prediction, just to put a number on it, is like $17,500 to Panini. We don't know what the whole checklist is yet. We don't know if there's going to be massive on-card autos of like Ronaldinho and R9. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, I expect to have autos in there. But that's what's really going to determine the product. However, I want to bring up some 2018 Eminence sales values here to kind of share some insight. So Pulisic patch auto I have 10, super nice card, awesome patch. So for $900 from 2018 Eminence. Nate, look at this thing, $900 from 2018 Eminence of Pulisic, just like a few days ago. Ronaldinho though, $6,000. So nice card. But if that's your best card and you're getting $6,000 for it from a 2018 Eminence set though, not 2022, that's a big concern. Luis Suarez, I love the card I have, but this is just a non-card auto I have 10. If Luis Suarez is one of their 80 players, which I kind of expect him to be, $216 for a 2018 Eminence card, not good. And then here's why I brought up the Octo booklet. So I showed you the Spanish one, which doesn't even have some players around the Spanish national team. Here's an Octo booklet of Cristiano Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Baggio, Van Basten, Paulo Rossi, Zvenchenko for Ukraine, and Cannavaro. And then also, I can't read that one, Ruminigi for Germany. Excuse me with the pronunciation there. But the point is, $3,300 for a card that clearly has all-time legends on it. This would for sure be one of your best cards. Like, there's no question. I feel like this would be one of the 2 best cards in the box, maybe the best card in the box. If this is signed for $3,300, what does this sell for? $500? $400?
Well, it has Pedri on it, so never doubt people's absurd need to pay a ton for prospects.
Right, even when Pau Torres is on the card too. But like, that's just the point though. And then $6,600 in the Eminence patch auto. I have 10 here from Ronaldo. Amazing card.
Patch.
Honestly, excellent buy, whoever bought that. Super sick card. Not a great time to sell him though, with all the media and him last World Cup, whatever. But man, better just buy singles, as Alexandra pointed out here, or Alexandre. Huge concern. It's better just buying singles. Exactly. I'm sure it's going to release between like 10 and 20 grand. Make sure to stay safe if you're trying to open the prize. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ayo, and yet another Topps product that unfortunately does not have a checklist.
All right, is
But
this a preview images though for sure?
these are preview images for sure, but it doesn't have a checklist. But they do have 2022 Star Wars Topps Chrome Galaxy coming out. After the success of 2021 Topps Chrome Galaxy, I am curious to see what this does because you know how it is with stuff like this. The first one does really successful. I feel like I want to liken it to Formula One, where the rookies, so to speak, probably aren't really changing. Kind of the same people over and over and over again. So I'm curious to see how that does. I'm also curious to see what it does to 2021 Topps Chrome Galaxy. But for me, it's the same subset: refractor 1 per pack, atomics out of 150, waves out of 99, prism out of 75, mojo out of 50, purple out of 25, which the purple and the reds you can only tell by looking at the Star Wars Galaxy logo in the corner. X-Fractor out of 10, red out of 5, super out of 1. I'm just really curious to see how it does because and you got the auto checklist here. And the dual auto checklist and the triple or the parallels, and then also the sketch card 1 in 6 boxes.
You're curious to see how it does though, because I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just really curious to see how it does because I just don't know. Does it have the staying power? How many new shows did we have this past year for Star Wars? We had
2.
Andor for sure, and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But you already had Ewan McGregor autos in other stuff, so there's not a huge change there. You also had Cassian Andor in Rogue One, so I don't know if that's a huge change there. There's probably some subset characters in Andor that are of interest to people, but otherwise it's like not a ton has changed. So I don't know what to make of it. I like it,
Yeah,
but I don't know what to make of it, and I have to imagine that it's going to come out expensive.
it's probably all going to depend on like what the actual other cards are on the set, other than maybe the new additions. Like, is there cool new artwork that people actually want to chase? You know how big the Kurosawa was. Well, did they put stuff in here that's like it that people can go and really shoot for? And I guess once again, time will tell. It's kind of a half preview episode, half some already released, but interesting.
Yeah, and then just to show you like some of the upside and possibly downside of the product, like autos, they're not the hugest thing in the sets, but we've got Topps Chrome Galaxy autos here, and Alea red out of 5 selling for $31.75 last October. Was that a $2,000 card today? Wicket auto selling for $2,000. That was the second most expensive auto sold
In Ewok.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Triple auto of Ray, Finn, and Rose for $13.58 Superfractor. And
that doesn't seem that big.
It doesn't. And Kylo Ren out of 5 for $12.50. And of course, this is just autos. There are other cards, the Superfractors. Actually, I do think there's a non-Superfractor here. I might not have looked up auto. I might have just looked up straight up Topps Chrome Galaxy, honestly. And these are the top prices because this is not an auto. Oh, it does say auto on here. Okay, so I did look
it's definitely auto.
But it's just this is just autos. This isn't covering the sketch cards like Alexandre said. This isn't covering the non-autos. But considering what we like, or at least what I like I love a good auto in any product. I love a good auto. The autos really aren't that expensive. And
dude, the Superfractors sell for a ton though. There's the card with like Ray, Luke, R2D2 with the little pigeon things and Chewie. Bro, that just sold for $6,000 a month ago, the Superfractor.
Well, yes, obviously Superfractors sell for a ton.
I'm just saying it's a big
That'd
card.
be like me buying Bowman Chrome and saying, well, the Jackson Churio Superfractor is going to sell for a ton, so that's why I'm buying this.
I'm just saying that it's a big sale within a month ago.
I know it's a big sale. I know it's a big sale. And I covered Superfractor autos here. It's just like when 2021 Topps Chrome boxes, when we were getting them for $100, it seemed like a great deal, right?
Yeah.
And like we loved it, and it was cheap. $350 for a box?
And a second
and a
iteration.
second iteration. I don't know.
And I think that we'll have to see what happens with that price. I can't see that price sticking. Just me though. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I agree with what Nate says though, second iteration, especially from seeing how Topps from Formula One went for 2021. It also released like decently high. It actually went way higher after release, but then it came way back down. I don't think this would probably go through like the massive double up from the release price and then way back down. We might just see it start to kind of slowly go down from the release price.
Yeah. And I am a huge fan of Star Wars Galaxy. Like, this isn't me saying, oh, I hate this product, yada, yada, yada. I love the product, but it always has to make sense from a buying standpoint, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, I think that this would be cool for single collectors of non-sports and obviously Star Wars in particular, because I don't know, maybe people spent the last year finding all they could of 2021, and now it's like, hey, there's new artwork, there's new cards to release. So that's kind of fun, you know. And I'm not sure people who collect Topps cards, I'm not one, but maybe people like have been waiting for the Galaxy set because there are random things that come out Topps Chrome Black, but it's like, bro, Galaxy, like that was a big deal. I remember. I liked the product a lot when you were opening it. It's cool stuff. I got to look at a lot of the cards and they were really cool.
They were. I'll never forget pulling that orange Mandalorian with Grogu and the purple Anakin in the same box. That was wild.
That's like so massive. And at the time, it's like that's cool, but it's like we don't really know, you know. And now it's like, oh, that's really cool, you
That
know.
was, yeah. And the fact that those were just 2 of the like 8 color in the box. What a box.
I know, right? All right, well, that takes us to the end of our release discussion. That's 6 different releases. I know it's a little bit different of a show than we normally do. I hope you all enjoyed and maybe found some info with this if you're listening live afterwards or on podcast. Feel free to check out the YouTube video if you are listening on podcast, because there was a lot of different images of the cards, what they look like, all that stuff, the checklist. But other than that, I want to point out that this week we got some more shows going on Whatnot right now. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are going to be the days. Tuesday, Wednesday, soccer. Nate's gonna be taking on that stuff, and then I'm gonna be doing some more Pixar on Thursday. We got 8 boxes left from this case, and it's guaranteed SSP, which I found out stands for super special, thanks to SGC, because they just graded a few of my Pixar cards for the first time, and this card right here says super special on the label. It says SSP, which
So not super short print, huh?
Yeah, as a sports guy, I resonate with super short print, but no, it's super special. And then the SPs are just special, not short print. So there we go. Thanks everyone for coming. Hope you have a great time the rest of the week. I hope that we see you back here again on our SlabStox Live. And for those looking for the SGC grading reveal, that's coming right after this episode. Hey, thanks for joining, and we'll see you all next week in the SlabStox Live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
See you guys.